Welcome back to Ruxin Sports, where, yeah, this week was pretty rough, guys. This week was pretty rough. But here we are doing NFL picks for the year, and we did week 2 and 3. Week 1, I hadn't started yet, so we missed that week. But week 4 is upcoming, so we're going to look at some of the stuff from week 3. I did get to watch this week most of the games, so I will have some feedback on what happened. So let's just get right to it. Let's check out what happened. So Thursday night, I started with the Dolphins and Bills, and I picked the Dolphins just because Thursday, short week. That's a lot. I mean, winning by 13 is kind of crazy. And they still almost did, because Tua, I thought, was going to throw a pick 6 at the end when he threw that interception, but he didn't. So they still covered, barely. So I did win that one, so that was a great start. But then it went off the rails from there. This was one of the craziest NFL weeks, like the ending of those 12 o'clock noon games, or 1 o'clock wherever you live, or 10 a.m. if you're from Pacific. But oh my goodness, the blocked field goals. Like, all of a sudden, everybody starts blocking field goals and returning them for touchdowns, like back to back to back. And here's one of those games. I thought the Packers were going to cover. It was 10-0, and I'm like, they're going to cover with 10 points and an 8-point spread, basically. Pretty insane. Well, guess what? They didn't cover. They didn't cover. The Browns kicked a field goal. I'm like, great. There it is. They just covered 10-3. The game's over. Well, Jordan Love had other ideas. Here's my hesitation with the Packers is Jordan Love. The guy will do some stupid stuff sometimes. Like, he threw that terrible interception. All of a sudden, the game's tied. He drives them down, though. They drive down. They get field goal range. Blocked. And then, of course, the Browns kick a field goal, and theirs doesn't get blocked. So, huge win for the Browns. I knew we were on too many favorites this week, because week 3, a lot of times it is a lot of those 0-2 teams and those underdogs that actually end up coming back. But I didn't lock in. I didn't lock in. Okay. So then we have the Vikings Bengals. I was definitely right about that one. I mean, we don't really have to say much. Jake Browning looked pretty bad. Patriots Steelers. Patriots were just turning it over nonstop, left and right, turning over everything. I mean, like 4 fumbles, I think. It was awful. So they still only lost by 7. So they definitely could have been in the game. They stopped turning it over so much, but that's the nature of the game. You turn it over a lot, you're going to lose. Then one of the craziest covers of the week. I mean, the Eagles are down 26-7, and all of a sudden they're up in the game. They're up 27-26 somehow. Not going to cover, though. So the Rams are about to kick a field goal to try to win it. And I'm like, you know what? At this point, let's have the Rams win, because I have the Rams to win the division. And guess what? They blocked a field goal and returned it for a touchdown and cover, which was absolutely amazing. So, pretty crazy moment. Definitely lucky on that cover. That shouldn't have been right. Bucks and Jets, speaking of another one that probably should have been okay. The Bucks were up big, 26-7 or 3 or something, and then they let them come all the way back 26-0. Block field goal, return for touchdown. But then, of course, Baker, the GOAT, drives them down and wins the game, but they don't cover. So we were definitely on the right team. Problem was they just kind of let the Jets backdoor sneak their way back into it. Washington and the Raiders, we were definitely right. Mariota actually looks pretty good. Like a legit backup. He's a very solid quarterback, which, as a Titans fan, I watched him many times. He was pretty decent. He was always pretty decent. He just wasn't good enough to be awesome. So, yeah, he can beat the Raiders. So Washington looked awesome. This game, the Texans are just, oh my gosh. CJ Stroud on my dynasty team is killing me. The dude had like 4 points. Then he threw that long 50-yard touchdown at the end, but he still only had like 10 or 11. They tie the game late. They had a chance after an interception from Trevor Lawrence, but the Texans are bad. They're actually bad. Their defense is good, but the offense is hard to watch. So Jaguars, I hate picking them. I didn't pick them. And guess what? They won. Colts, we were on the ones we were right about. We were way right. So we at least got those. The Titans are pathetic. Bill Callahan, don't even get me started. Speaking of don't get me started, I think our 12-win future pick is in trouble. 0 points against the Panthers. Atlanta fan, what's wrong with your team? 30-0 against the Panthers? Yeah, that 5.5 point favorites to not even scoring a point is impressive. Chargers, this was also could have definitely not been. I mean, the Broncos had a chance to win. Bowden, I think they had 9 first downs, but somehow they were winning the game. It was kind of crazy. Chargers, amazing. I mean, that last touchdown that Herbert threw, where he breaks the tackle, comes out, and he flings it sidearm around the dude's head and then into that guy with the guy all over him. That was that was beautiful. Chargers are legit 3-0. Wow. Or were we wrong on this one? I picked the wrong 0-2 team. I should pick the Browns. The Saints looked horrible. This was over in the first quarter. The Seahawks just decimated them. Speaking of terrible, CeeDee Lamb, if you have him in any fantasy leagues, just absolutely brutal. I mean, they try to run a jet sweep and he gets hurt in the first quarter. The Cowboys are not good. Caleb Williams looked insane. If you streamed him in fantasy this week, you're very happy. I did in one league. Okay, San Francisco, this was just stupid. I mean, San Francisco probably should have won this game like 5 times. They end up barely winning by 1 in a 1.5 point spread. I don't feel bad about picking them. The Cardinals, whatever. Chiefs, they didn't look great, but they did win the game. They did cover as well. The Giants, Russell Wilson, wow, at least we don't have to watch him anymore. Jackson Dart's coming up. And wow, the Lions they looked impressive. The Lions looked really, really good. The defense was swarming. The offense was everywhere, running the ball straight down the middle, throwing the ball, whatever they needed, any 4th down. Lions are legit. They're very good. So that's what we got for week 3. Let's check out week 4. Who are we picking this week? So Seattle versus the Cardinals. This is at the Cardinals. Seattle's defenses look pretty impressive. And honestly, the offense hasn't been too bad either. And I think Charbonnet's coming back. So they're going to have the 2-headed monster of Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. So I don't like the Cardinals. I mean, they could have won that last game. I'm definitely going with the Seahawks here. It looks like everyone else is too. 73% picked, which means we should probably pick the Cardinals. But on the road, Sam Darnold, you're going to come through this week. Is that a Thursday game? Yeah, it's a Thursday game. Ooh, interesting. So I'm not going to think too hard about that. Vikings and Steelers. So the Vikings looked awesome this week. It was never really a game. So it's, it's always different when you're blowing somebody out versus when you're in a close game with not your starting quarterback. But Carson Wentz, I mean, he's played quarterback in the NFL many times. So he's not like a terrible guy to have starting. The Steelers, they beat the Patriots this week. It is at home, but I don't have a great feeling about that. I'm going to go with the Vikings. They are favorites on the road, which is a little worrisome with Carson Wentz, but I'm not super impressed with Pittsburgh's offense yet. They scored 21 points. They had like 4 or 5 turnovers to work with from the other team. I'm not that impressed. I'm going to go with the Vikings. They looked so good last week. This will probably be when 48 points this week, 0 points this week, because they kind of did that. They had like 6 2 weeks ago. But I'm going to go with the Vikings. Let's see Carson Wentz in Pittsburgh. I don't really, it's a little scary, but we're going to go with that. This one, man, when am I going to have to start picking against Atlanta? Because they're at home. They're underdogs against Mariota. Maybe Mariota. That's the problem. Everybody's questionable right now because it's Wednesday. If this becomes Jaden Daniels, it becomes a lot scarier. I'm assuming it's Mariota right now, and the Falcons are at home as 2.5 point underdogs. So really with the home field advantage, 4.5, 5, 5.5, whatever. That's a pretty big difference. The Commanders, the Falcons can't, if I hadn't picked them for 12 wins, I'm going to go with the Falcons. They're at home. It's 2.5 points. They don't even have to win the game. They can lose by 1, lose by 2. We've seen that a lot this year so far. And Penix can't be as bad. He can't be as bad as he was last week. They just lost to Carolina. This is where you overreact. Oh, they just lost 30-0 to Carolina. Of course they're going to get destroyed by the Commanders. And then Mariota comes in, throws like 3 interceptions or something. So Falcons, for the good of our pick, you can't go 1-3, okay? Then, oh my goodness, a 15.5 point spread. Saints at the Bills, 15.5. Wow, they just got murdered. Can I really take minus 15.5? You could be down 22 points in the fourth quarter, come down and score a touchdown, kick the extra point, and you cover. So it could be a 3 touchdown game at the end, and then 1 touchdown backdoor covers. So I really don't like taking a 15.5 point favorite. The Bills, they're 3-0. Are they going to have a lot of urgency to kill the Saints this week? I hate picking the Saints because they suck, but I'm going to go with the Saints because this is a ridiculous spread for the NFL. This is college, sure, but this is the NFL. These are professionals. New Orleans, I'm talking to your players. Have some pride, man. You can't get destroyed by the Bills this bad. You have Alvin Kamara on your team. Chris Olave, you suck, but how about you not suck this week? Don't let Josh Allen drop 50 on you and score 12 points. Spencer Rattler, get a win for once, okay? Let's go Saints. Let's go Saints this week. Ooh, this one's tough. Lions and Browns. The Browns have been frisky. They're 1-2. They could be 2-1. They just beat the Packers. The Lions are absolutely on a roll. It seems like a no-brainer to go Lions, because they're doing so well the last couple weeks. At the Lions, Cleveland Browns have Joe Flacco, the defense. I mean, if we see what that defense we saw yesterday, Hutchinson and all those guys rushing the passer and stripping the ball from Derrick Henry, if we see that against Joe Flacco, who's 40 years old, how in the world is he going to be able to hold up to that? And I feel like the Browns just won a big game. The Lions are going to take him seriously. They're going to be like, look, these guys are legit. Their defense is good. They play hard. They won a big game against our rival, the Packers, who are legit. We got to take them seriously. I'm going with the Lions. I don't think the Browns are going to be able to pull off repeat performances like that. I definitely don't think they're going to win, but the 8.5, yeah, sure, they could lose by 7 or 8, but I'm going to go Lions. I like how they're playing right now. Panthers and Patriots. Panthers are 4.5-point underdogs on the road. They just won 30-0 in Atlanta. Now, they did win 30-0, but they didn't really have a lot of offensive yardage. I think it was like 200 and something yards total to win 30-0. Patriots have not been impressive at all either. I don't like either of these teams. Bryce Young on the road. I just can't do it. I don't like the Patriots, but I really I can't pick Bryce Young yet. I mean, he's on my dynasty team. I've seen how bad he is. I mean, maybe backdoor Bryce can come back and lose by 3 or something, but no, I mean, I don't feel good about the Patriots winning by 5, but I'm not picking the Panthers right now. Chargers at the Giants -5.5. This is Jackson Dart's first start, so they've announced he is starting. First starts for quarterbacks usually don't go that well in terms of wins and losses, but they're also 5.5-point underdogs, so they could lose by 5. With Scatabo out there, Scatabo and Dart, they're gonna have some crazy they have some crazy frat boy energy. It's going to be interesting to see how that works in the first game. Are they going to win or are they not? I don't think they're going to win at all. I definitely don't, but they're 0-3 and you kind of have to win at this point. I don't think they really have visions of grandeur of making the playoffs. So they'll play hard for Jackson Dart because they don't have, man, did you guys watch Russell Wilson in that game? You probably did because it was Sunday night. What in the world was he doing? The whole game, but then at the end when he's just chunking it out of the back of the end zone and absolutely nobody, and 4th down and 3rd down and 2nd down and 1st, awful. I don't think he wanted to play. I think he wanted Jackson Dart to come in. So I don't know. The only worry is the Chargers. They've been really good, and there's been a lot of chance for a letdown. They've beaten really good teams, Kansas City, the Broncos. I don't remember I think the Raiders. They're okay, but they've been really strong, and now they're playing it's a rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart. What are we worried about? Cam Scatabo. No, we're not worried about him. Could you let down and lose this game on the road? I mean, probably not. It's the Giants, but could you let them stay in the game? I mean, their defense was pretty frisky against the Chiefs. Not that the Chiefs are that great. I can't go Giants yet. On a first start from a quarterback, Chargers have a pretty good defense, so I'm going to go with them. Yeah, I feel okay about that. Eagles and Bucks. Oh man, this is tough. These are two of my favorite teams to pick. I always take the Eagles because they are just so hard to beat. The Bucks are losing players left and right. I mean, Mike Evans is now hurt again. I love Baker. He's so fun to watch. He's so good. I mean, just absolutely clutch. But the Eagles are really good. I mean, they were down huge to the Rams, but I think the Rams are legit, and yet they still found a way to cover 3.5. It's only 3.5. It's on the road, but when you got the tush push on your side, dumbest play ever, but they could do it every single time, and it works for them. It's free points. It's free first downs on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, 3rd and 3. They can just run it twice. They're good to go. It's such a weapon, and they're going up against a banged up Tampa Bay team. I am not picking against the Eagles until they don't cover, and I think they've covered every game so far. They've been very, very impressive. The defense, I think, is a little shaky, but with Tampa being so banged up, Egbuka was kind of beat up this week. Mike Evans is now out, so I don't know. I'm not feeling good. I do love Tampa though, and if they win this game, I can't be mad. I love watching them. All right, my Titans versus the Texans. This is how pathetic the Titans are. They are 6.5-point underdogs against an 0-3 team. There are 5 or 6 0-3 teams, and they're one of them. And they are 6.5-point underdogs against another one of them. That is just absolutely embarrassing. The problem is the Texans, they can't score more than 10 points or 17 points or whatever. So can the Titans score 14 this week? 17? Because if they can, they're going to cover 6.5. I don't like the Titans at all. I don't think they're good. I love Cam Ward. But against the Texans who can't score points, If we can't cover 6.5 this week, we're never going to cover the whole year. Okay. It's on the road, but Cam Ward and you, I trust. You're going to get us within 6.5, baby. All right. Rams and Colts, another tough one. Two really strong teams. The Rams have looked pretty impressive. I don't know how they didn't cover last week or even win. The Colts dominated my Titans. They're 3-0 this. Have they punted yet? I mean, I think they might have punted once, but they are looking really, really good. This is a really tough game. 3.5 for the Rams. I mean, I can definitely see the Colts keeping it to 3. I could see them winning the game. Stafford, you never really know. He's an old man. He's looked really good, but he's an old man, so you got to worry a little bit about an injury in the middle of the game. And then I think, who do they have? Is Jimmy G on this team? I can't remember who the backup is. This is really tough. The Colts have looked so good. It feels like an overreaction to pick them, and the Rams just came off a tough loss, so you think they might come out and just dominate. But I'm really liking how they're playing, and you get the points. So it's on the road in LA. What time is this game? 3:05. So you're going to the West Coast, but it is a later game, so that's good. I'm going to go with the Colts. Let's see if the Colts can keep up their streak. With this offense humming like it is, Jonathan Taylor's running like a beast. I'm going to go with the Colts. 49ers and Jaguars. Is Mac Jones still playing? Mac Jones, honestly, pretty impressive. I mean, he wasn't great last week, but he did drive him down the field for the game-winning field goal. So, not bad. I really, I don't want to pick Jacksonville. Don't make me pick them. 3.5 is a lot of points, but no, I'm not picking Jacksonville. I have morals to stand by. I won't pick them, okay? I'm not going to do it. Chiefs and Baltimore, this is such a tough pick. If Baltimore had won this last game, I'd feel better about taking the Chiefs. The Chiefs have just been... they've just been okay. I like Mahomes. I love watching him, but I have a feeling that the Ravens are going to come out with a vengeance, not a vengeance, this week. This should be a fun game, though. Should be a really fun game. Bears and Raiders. Man, this is kind of a stinker. I don't really like picking the Bears with Caleb Williams, but he looked pretty awesome last week. And the Raiders, Genty not looking that great. Geno not looking that great. My boy from West Virginia, but it is on the road. The defense is not going to be as bad as the Cowboys defense, but I kind of like where the Bears are trending. So let's go Bears this week, see if they can beat the Raiders. Cowboys and Packers, I mean, absolutely not picking the Cowboys. No CeeDee Lamb this week. The defense, one of the worst defenses I've ever seen. Absolutely awful. Look what Caleb Williams just did. The Packers just lost a heartbreaker. They're going to be pissed this week. This should be the easiest 6.5 ever. Now, you do have to worry a little bit. The Dallas offense is decent, so backdoor cover is in play. There is a 0% chance they win this game. 0% chance. Mark my words, they will not win this game. Packers, okay. And then Dolphins-Jets is a Monday game. There's 2 Monday games. Why? This is going to be awful to watch. I am going to go with the Dolphins here. Their offense has looked pretty okay the last couple weeks. The Jets, Justin Fields might be back, but it's the Jets, okay? On the road in Miami. I mean, it's not during the day, so it's not going to be super hot or anything probably, but I'm going to go Miami. Let's get our first win. Dolphins fans out there. And the final game, Broncos versus Bengals. And oh my goodness, Bengals got to be better than before, but they're in Mile High. Jake Browning is not good, I don't think. So Broncos offense has been pretty unimpressive as well. 7.5 is a ridiculous amount of points for Bo Nix, who is not a good quarterback. I hate to say it. I watched a lot of Bo Nix over the years in college, and wow, he's not great. I'm not picking the Bengals, though. No defense, no blocking. Jake Browning. Jamar Chase hasn't done anything because he's got all the other things that I just said before that is the reason. So that's what I'm going to go. Total points there's a tiebreaker. What's the total points scored? Let's put 42, random guess. Okay. So those are my picks for this week. Let's check how you guys did last week. I certainly didn't do good. All right. Looks like Pac-Man's in first at 21-11. Absolutely cooking right now. Beltron, Megatron. There we go. 20-12. Jay at 20-12. OVO 20-12. Grappling Hero 19-13. Rothgard 18-14. MT Picks at 18-14. There's me 17-15. Red Wing 16-15. Atlanta's down to 16-16. 10-6 for these two. You guys had a good week, so I think you guys either did the first week or the second week. I don't remember. We've got somebody who just had one pick. 6 and 10, 7 and 8. So Timmy Wick, you're officially in last besides these people here who have not made their picks, but don't worry. Don't worry, we're all going to turn it around this week. It was a rough pick. Oh, we got week 2. We can see who did the best in week 2. I did not do great with 100 points. Looks like our top performers were Pac-Man and OVO. Jay Zushi got and Atlanta Fan both had 110. So no, that was week 2. Wait, we're in week 3. I was like, wait, Atlanta Fan, you didn't do that good, did you? Okay, yeah. So I did 70. Yeah, I was one of the worst of all of you guys. Atlanta had 50, so Atlanta, me and you, we struggled, man. That was a rough weekend for you. You had a 30-0 loss in that, and I had the Titans losing by 20, and so yeah, pretty rough. But keep it up, guys. We're gonna be checking this in. If you guys haven't joined the group yet, I'll link it down below so you guys can get in on this. It's a lot of fun to be a part of it. You don't have to necessarily do every week because we can go week by week and see how you did. So get in here, guys. It's a lot of fun. Ruxin Sports, hit that subscribe button. This is all, it's not serious. We're just having a lot of fun making some picks. So if you want to make your picks and make some comments down below about what you think is going to happen in the future of the NFL, I'm going to be checking in on that prediction video I made at the end of the year. We're going to see how bad the picks were, and we already have a really bad one, Atlanta Falcons. But we're going to find out. Maybe they can turn it around. It's only 3 games, only 3 weeks. See if we can do it. So subscribe to Ruxin Sports. I will see you guys next week.